So, one question that a lot of people ask me is what is an assumption and how to create one? When we talk about law of assumption, we also talk about assumption in general. Like, law of assumption is based on creating an assumption and living in it, persisting in that assumption. But what do that assumption mean? I will tell you that in this video in the simplest terms ever, so stay tuned for that. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to this channel and you will learn everything about manifestation in the most simplified way. And yes, if you want to take manifestation coaching, I also provide that, so link for that is mentioned in the description. You can check that out and you can contact me for any manifestation coaching. So what is an assumption? Assumption is nothing else but just a single thought. Try to think this thing in your mind that you are creating assumptions about your life 24/7 non-stop. There is not even a single second where you are not creating an assumption. When you are thinking about your future, whenever you're thinking about future actions of you, future actions of your SP, future actions of your boss, future actions of anyone, you are creating an assumption. Also, if you have not met anyone and if you are just hearing about someone from others' mouth, they are telling their version of the assumption about that person and you accept it, and then it becomes your assumption too. So assumption is nothing else but a thought that you accept as true. So I'll just mention the definition here. Assumption is nothing else but a thought that you have accepted as a truth. This is assumption, and assumption is nothing else. So if you are in your manifestation journey, I'll give you some examples of negative assumptions that you have created in your mind. So when you keep thinking in your mind that probably manifestation does not work for me, probably I'm doing something wrong, that's why I am not able to manifest my desire, I don't know how to manifest, why is it not manifesting for me, I can't persist, I can't visualize. These are all the examples of negative assumptions in your mind, because these are the thoughts that you think, and thoughts are nothing else but assumptions. So if you want to identify your assumptions, you have to notice what you are thinking in your mind, because whatever you are thinking in your mind is just an assumption. How do I create an assumption? To create an assumption, you have to think of it in present tense as if it's already true. So I will give you an example from my life only. So when I was in my first job, my boss, when I first saw her, I created an assumption about her in my mind that okay, she looks really friendly. Like, I just saw her and I made this assumption in my mind that oh, by the looks, she looked very friendly. And from that time only, she started to behave with me very friendly, or she started to support me, and she started to praise me in front of people, because I had this assumption in my mind that she is actually friendly. So there came a time when I let my insecurities take control of my mind, and I started to think all the negative things about my boss, and the result of that was she started to behave differently, because in my mind I had created an assumption about her that she's changed, she is not the person she used to behave like, she has completely changed, and for that reason, I don't know how, but she started to behave actually very differently. So I just want to say to you that assumption is nothing else but a thought that you think in your mind and you attach a certain feeling to it. So if you are saying to yourself that I am very rich, or I am very beautiful, suppose this is your just your assumption. If you are saying that I am very rich, I am very successful, I am very this, I am very that, it is just an assumption. So whenever you think a thought, whenever you create a sentence in your mind, and sentence is made up of words, so whenever you combine some words and you make a sentence, it is an assumption. So think of this thing in your mind that you are creating assumption in your mind 24/7 non-stop. You never stop creating an assumption in your mind, because you keep thinking in your mind 24/7 non-stop. The only time when you will stop creating an assumption will be when you will be dead, because then you will have no, I would say, no thoughts in your mind. So whenever you are thinking, whenever you are creating a sentence in your mind, it is an assumption. So think of it that you have been manifesting your life based on assumptions that you have been creating non-stop 24/7 in your mind. Ask yourself, how many assumptions have I made till date which do not serve me, which do not create a life of my dreams? How many assumptions do I have which are not in my favor? So if you want to change your life, you have to change the assumptions you have in your mind. You have to start looking at your life in a way where everything is being created by your assumptions, because your assumptions actually do create. Be mindful of what you are saying in your mind, because your mind is a powerful generator, a powerful proof making machine, and if you want to change your life, you have to take control of it. So to make an assumption, you just have to create a sentence which is made up of words. So you just have to create a sentence in your mind, and you just have to tell yourself that this is true. This is true for me. I am rich. This is true for me. You don't need to add this is true every time. All you have to do is just think of something in your mind. For example, I have a job, I have a government job, I have passed my exam with flying colors. All these are examples of assumptions. So when you think of these thoughts in your mind, you are just creating an assumption. So I hope that you understood that what is assumption and how to create it. And yes, I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.